Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of a Nation Wave, and this is day 27 of the December daily draws. So as we close out the week and approach the weekend, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking first card from the Greenwich Tarot, followed by an oracle card from the Scenes of the Witch Yule Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. So we have the Eight of Chalices, which is the Eight of Cups. To me, this is a spiritual quest for something new and fresh. Perhaps leaving some of the old habits behind, some of the old spiritual practices and connections behind, maybe even some relationships, leaving those behind, and moving on in search of something fresh and new. Not necessarily because what is behind us was bad or has gone bad, but it's just that we maybe have outgrown those practices and connections and relationships, and we're moving forward. We're moving on to another quest for another search, another yearning for something, and we're doing a metaphorical journey. I say metaphorical, maybe there's some travel involved, or moving to a different geographical place, maybe for some. But it's more of a moving on to something new. Now, it may be that we keep some of those same connections, but we freshen them up. The way we express them and connect to them may be in a new way. We don't do it by exactly the same way as what we've done it in the past. We find new ways to perhaps keep those connections and express our relationships and to express our spirituality. Maybe put a new, a new perspective on some of the practices that we follow. We may leave some behind totally and replace them with fresh ones, or as I say, we may just not necessarily totally remove the principle of the practice, but we may express that practice in a different way. Say if we use tarot, we may change the way that we use the tool of tarot, the way that we interact with it, the system we may use, some fresh way to express ourselves with tarot, connecting to it. There's that aspect to it as well. If we do spell work of any kind, maybe change the way we do the spell work, the different rituals. Maybe we do them in a different way. The principle's still the same. We set our intention and do what we need to do, but maybe some of the old ways that we used to do things no longer appeal to us, and we do things a bit different now. So we may be changing things up, moving, adapting and evolving in our practice, spirituality, in our emotional relationships, that, we're not going to be doing it the same way as we've always done it. We're moving on and doing things in a fresher, more, a living way, that's not tied to past practices. We're not letting those things that perhaps we've outgrown them, or our situations have changed significantly to the degree that those are no longer practical the way that we used to do things before. So we have to find a new way of expressing those same principles, but not in those ways. One that adapts and fits our present circumstances. So that's maybe what we're searching for and looking to do as we move forward. And the eight of chalices or the eight of cups is echoing that energy for us, that be open to changing and adapting and evolving those habits and those ways of connection, maybe leaving some behind, and you find trying to find and discover new ways of the underlying principles will probably still be the same, but the way that we follow those principles and express them in our lives, in our spiritual journey, is perhaps going to evolve and change. And that's part of the adventure and the quest for growth in our spirituality and in our relationships, of not always doing things the same way as what we've always done it, but to find new ways of expression. So to me, that's what this card is about, and this is what it's encouraging us to be at least open to doing. Okay, let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Okay. Falling in love. Well, maybe when you fall in love because your heart's in it. You connect to the other person, you connect to each other, and similar when you have a spiritual path that you connect with, and you almost fall in love with that spiritual path, that particular path or a particular expression of it, the different practices that you do within that path. You fall in love with it, and you have that kind of relationship for a while. But sometimes, if as life goes on and people evolve and situations evolve, if you don't evolve with it, sometimes those practices become more a bit more mundane, and they don't have the same inspiration, or don't capture your heart as much. Your heart's no longer in that. It's gone a bit stale. You need to freshen things up in order to maintain that connection, and that's what the Eight of Cups is about. So that we can, almost fall in love again with who we are and our practice and our path, and rekindle that love for who we are and what we do. So and the people that that we're with as well, it can be. So let's rekindle the love and the passion. We've had ones that are, about kindling that passion, getting that connection, and this is part of it. So let's do something that that captures our heart again and our spirit again, and almost becomes an adventure again, and like falling in love all over again. So that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow as we start the weekend with day 28. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.